Barry Moran, the player to lose out at midfield. Chris Barrett pushes out to the half-back line, and Donald Vaughan now starts at midfield. Fintan Gould is a late addition to the Cork 15. He impressed when coming on in their qualifier win over Sligo. Donal O'Connor drops to the Cork bench. Here's Aidan O'Shea, starting at midfield. Owen Cadogan there with Andy Moran. That's going to be quite a tussle. We thought Cadogan might go with Cillian O'Connor. And is this the first point of the game? Ken O'Halloran saying it's wide, but it's gone over, and it's an absolute corker from Jason Doherty. That's a fabulous point. Mayo lead in the second minute.
Yeah, I thought it was a wonderful score altogether. A great Connacht final, and he just takes up from where he left off that game. That was a very good score from a difficult angle.
Andy Moran out quickly. Owen Cadogan, his shadow. It's a Mayo ball. Jason Doherty has scored one spectacular point already. That's going to drop. Oh! Michael Shields let it go, expecting Ken O'Halloran to come out for it, but it could so easily have gone into the back of the net.
That's a wonderful instinctive save from Ken O'Halloran. Everybody left it to everyone else, and O'Halloran at the last second stuck out a right foot and prevented what looked a certain goal. Thomas Clancy, Ian Maguire and the other sweeper, Colm O'Driscoll, have gone with him. O'Driscoll was calling for that. Gets away from Seamus O'Shea. Now possibilities for Brian Hurley of Cork, taking a fair bit out of the ball and allowing Mayo to get back at him. Chris Barrett is close to him. Hurley waiting for support. Ian Maguire didn't fancy the shot. Fintan Gould, May on his right boot. Fintan Gould, over it goes. Good point. Had the ball for a long time there, and the shot eventually came from Fintan Gould. 2 each. Cork been allowed to play their football, and Brian Hurley has scored 3 of their 4 points. Fancies another one, Hurley, and the eye is very definitely in, and that's a gorgeous point from Brian Hurley. The player who starred for Cork during the league is back, and back in style. 5-2. Michael Conroy, angle tricky, needs somebody to come towards him. Andy Moran did, the Mayo captain. Aidan O'Shea is available also. They go back to Colm Boyle. Seamus O'Shea has got free. O'Shea there with Aidan Walsh. Mark Collins trying to get on his toe, and that is a lovely point. They've got 3 in the game, and they've all been spectacular looking scores. Fintan Gould had it, lost it. Here come Mayo with Keith Higgins. Springing their step now. There's a gap for Aidan O'Shea, and Aidan O'Shea dragged down by Thomas Clancy. Is there a black card coming for Thomas Clancy? I fancy there will be. There's certainly a Mayo free, and Thomas Clancy black carded. If there was ever a case for a black card, well, that was one, so he can't have any complaints about it.
Paul Kerrigan. Mayo have got the last 4 points. Cork got the last 4 before that. They find themselves 1 in arrears. Colm O'Neill. O'Neill put his foot right through that, and Colm O'Neill has scored. 4th time level.
O'Neill's confidence in the way he struck that is delightful.
Seamus O'Shea faced with Ian Maguire. Maguire took his hands off the referee, playing an advantage. Alan Dillon taking the shot from the 45-metre line, and another brilliant point from way out the field. 7 each, level 5 times.
Some of the shooting from distance from both sets of players has been a joy.
Colm O'Neill gets out in front of Chris Barrett. Colm O'Neill on his right boot, twisting, turning, getting away from his marker, and it's a point. Another good score.
He's played so well in very difficult circumstances at different times during the first half.
No sign of any changes on either the Cork side or the Mayo side for this second half. Up towards Andy Moran. The bounce was difficult for him to deal with. Good pick-up though under pressure from Colm O'Driscoll. Shot from Jason Doherty, has the legs, it goes over. Mayo back in front by 9-8. Doherty's 2nd point of the game. Alan Dillon. Dillon. Andy Moran slipped again, but Jason Doherty's there. They could be in for a goal. Andy Moran screaming for it is Cillian O'Connor. There was a touch on that, it's gone over for a point. Cillian O'Connor was completely free, but Mayo wanted the point, they got the point. Kevin McLaughlin. Lovely turn to get away from Lockery, and well, what followed matched the skill and the speed to get away from James Lockery, which is no mean feat in itself. That's a lovely score. Mayo, a much more powerful team than Cork. Aidan O'Shea sends that in for Cillian O'Connor. O'Connor, a wonderful skill from Cillian O'Connor. Alan Dillon now had Enda Varley free, and Dillon almost at walking pace slots it over, and this Cork defensive system is shutting down, and it's been torn apart by Mayo, scoring almost at will and pulling away from Cork. Tom Caniff just holding his ground. Now Aidan Walsh of Cork. Fintan Gould, there's a bit of a gap there for Gould. Need a score. They have a score. Second of the second half. Still a long way back, but better from Cork. That's John O'Rourke. Donnacha O'Connor. Jason Doherty there. O'Connor was a hand in. They've managed to keep it alive though. Paddy Kelly for Cork. Players forward is Ian Maguire. Maguire gets through. Maguire! Kennedy stopped it! And the referee has given a free out. Aidan O'Shea seemed to dive on the ball, but the referee decided there was a push on Aidan O'Shea. James Lockery. Aidan Walsh. Walsh thought about the shot. Lockery with Donnacha O'Connor in front of him. And now Donnacha O'Connor for Cork. O'Connor is through! Goal! They're level! And what a time to get your first goal of the 2014 championship. They've come from nowhere. They looked dead and buried about 10-12 minutes ago. Cork are back in business, and Mayo in bother. It's level.
Mayo wilting throughout the pitch. The energy levels are gone, and Donnacha O'Connor at that time fires a wonderful goal, the first championship goal of the season for Cork, but they fully deserve that on the basis of the way they have played over the last 10 minutes or so.
Paddy Kelly under pressure from Alan Freeman, and this is what the Mayo forwards do so well. What a vital time to do it. Here's Donald Vaughan, had a bad wide earlier on. Aidan O'Shea is through. O'Shea wants it on his left side, taking an eternity. Aidan O'Shea! What a goal from Aidan O'Shea, the calmest man in Croke Park. They have woken from their slumber. 4 minutes to go, they lead by 4.
That's classy, Aidan. That is classy, boy, right at the bitter end. And the time I thought he was tiring, held his nerve, kept his composure.
The pressure that Mayo forwards put on led to that goal, but an outrageous skill from Aidan O'Shea. Here's the Cork reply. They need a goal of their own. Oh, they've got one! They've got one! It's not over. It's Brian Hurley with their second goal in 5 minutes.
That's a wonderful shot to the roof of the net. This is a great response from Cork.
Paddy Kelly. Oh, ball turned over. Mayo have done that so well, legally ripping the ball out of the hands of Cork's Paddy Kelly. Well, nothing is safe, nothing is certain, but here they come. Jason Gibbons has got in around the back. Lee Keegan, they'll take the point, and they've got it from Lee Keegan. What a response from Mayo to the shock of those 2 quick goals, and they thought after Aidan O'Shea's that it was done. There was another Cork one after that, but they've been calm and composed, and they've done this. Good work from Damien Cahalane, weaving, jinking one way and then the other. They've got to get a goal, Cork. Colm O'Neill, now James Lockery, Paul Kerrigan dragged down, but it's just outside. It'll be a free in, and they've got to go for a goal or try and work something off the free.
This has to be it. They have to go for the goal. No other thing, no other way.
And Colm O'Neill, well, decides to put it over, so back to within 1. Okay. Mayo leading by a point. Alan Dillon has gone off. Michael Conroy replaces him, and there it is, it's over. And Mayo will play Kerry in the All-Ireland football semi-final. There was no more time for Cork, and you see the referee now surrounded by 5 Cork players clarifying what was going on with the time. I wonder, did the referee give some kind of an indication to Colm O'Neill that there would be one more play left? There certainly wasn't. O'Neill put the ball over the bar when they needed to try and work a goal. The full-time score here, Mayo 119, Cork 215.